Hey everyone, it's Peek. Welcome back to the channel today, and welcome back to another Pokemon Unite video. Today, I'm going to be talking about why some items in this game are really good and why some items in this game are really bad. So, really, unfortunately, I would like it to be different, obviously, for this game. I would like to see more variety and sort of items, but as it stands right now in Pokemon Unite, there are only a very few items that are actually impactful and actually good. The rest of these are really just like not great, and I want to let you guys know that as soon as possible, basically, because especially like I was hoping with the balance update things would kind of change, but these items really just they don't seem to be touching them at all. So I want to just talk about a few that I think a lot of people think are good, but are really just straight up bad currently. And I'm sorry if I hurt some feelings with this video or kind of upset people who have leveled these items. I myself have leveled a few of them as well, up to level 10. So, you know, I'm kind of salty about that too. And maybe, of course, disclaimer, we will see these items changed eventually, but as of today, August 10th, 2021, this is kind of where items are at currently, and it's quite a boring meta, unfortunately. So currently, like the two best items in the game by far are Focus Band and Buddy Barrier. Focus Band, even on offensive characters, just allows you to win duels, win skirmishes. Basically, it's one of the only items in this game that allows you to make clutch plays, and you really want to take it on almost everyone. I think in literally all the builds I'm about to show you, I think I have it on every single Pokemon. Because in my opinion, it's even better than Buddy Barrier, which of course you only get use of when using your Unite move. However, you're using Unite moves for pivotal points in the game that really matter, and basically Buddy Barrier is just incredibly strong for that. If you don't know already, it gives you and a nearby ally who has the lowest HP a shield. So basically, you just ensure that you and that ally stay in the fight for longer. And the thing about Pokemon Unite is, which I've kind of been discovering as I've been playing it so much recently, is that really one of the key things to winning this game, and of course any MOBA, is just like A, staying alive, and B, by staying alive, you're able to keep using your abilities. As your abilities come off cooldown, you're able to continue to use them, and abilities in this game are really what make the difference, right? So, you know, you really just have to stay alive in team fights. That's number one. If you're dead, you're pretty much gonna lose the team fight. Anytime you're outnumbered in this game, unless the enemy team is really far ahead and just like completely outplays you, you're going in and going to lose that team fight. So Buddy Barrier just allows you to be on an even playing field with pretty much anyone who's good at the game. Most people who are in higher ranks are running this item, as well as Focus Band on almost every character. There are a few exceptions where I just think it really doesn't matter because, you know, you may want to trade it off for damage or something else, but it's very rare, and we'll talk about those in the video. And of course, the one thing, of course, you probably saw the thumbnail, the one thing I do want to talk about is Floatstone. Now, normally in almost all MOBAs, such as this one, movement speed is very valuable. Movement speed is very strong, and just being able to navigate the map very quickly is super important. However, Floatstone just really doesn't fit for this game. The passive doesn't fit. And when we're looking at items, we're really not caring about the stats because the stats are pretty negligible. It's the passives that really matter. 41% of your HP lost healing from Focus Band. 80%, basically an extra 80% HP bar to your team in a team fight through Buddy Barrier. For Muscle Band, for example, another very strong item. Your auto attacks at level 20 with this item do 3% of the remaining HP of a target. So just like so much extra damage coming out of this versus a Floatstone that you're not getting any value out of this. If you think you are, I promise you, you're actually not. And again, I'm sorry I have to be harsh in this video. I just really want to let people know that Floatstone is just not it. Unfortunately, I would like to see it better. I wish if the movement speed didn't just apply to out of combat, this item would be absolutely insane. It would be so strong on a ton of characters. You would even see like special attackers taking it. Sometimes how you see special attackers taking Muscle Band. But Floatstone right now, in the state of the game that it's in right now, where you're just always having to attack something, always having to farm something, you're never not doing anything for 8 seconds. And if you are, you're doing something wrong. So really, Floatstone, just, you're not getting any value out of it. Same reason why Leftovers is trash. I think you can kind of understand why these out of combat items just do not work across the board. you're almost never going to be out of combat in this game. And again, like I said, when you are, you're really just not getting value out of your character that you should be. You should always be trying to farm. You should always be trying to take something on the map, poke out the enemy with some abilities, stuff like that, or just heal. But if you're healing, you know, you're going back to base, you're walking down the speed lanes, the flux zone as they call it. So it's just, I'm sorry, but Floatstone is not it. So what are the good items? There are pretty much 5 or 6 good, or well, I guess 5, 6, 7 good items in the game. There are, like I said, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, and Muscle Band is probably the 3rd best item. You can use this on any character. Like I said, even for special attackers. You'll see later when I recommend builds for each Pokemon. We're going to put this on Venusaur. Spoiler. It's just so good. The extra attack speed. Every Pokemon has to auto attack because when your abilities are down, what else can you do, right? You're auto attacking or you're running away. But most times you're going to want to be auto attacking. So Muscle Band's super good. Wise Glasses, very good. Percentage scaling on special attack is the only reason this is good. Really, the 39 special attack is negligible other than like the first 3 levels when you're doing a bit of extra damage. But now that like the game's been out for a couple weeks, almost 3 weeks now, pretty much everyone has generally level 20 items. So this really doesn't make a big difference. It's, like I said, all about the passives. What is the next good item? We're looking at Score Shield as another good item. For higher HP characters, Score Shield really benefits them a lot. Of course, the Score Shield that you get, which blocks both CC and damage, that basically just prevents you from being interrupted. So I have seen a lot of people wondering, like, oh, what if you're like getting touched by the Snorlax shield, the block that like bumps you and knocks you back? Score Shield will block that as well. You are unstoppable when you're using Score Shield and you have that shield. So as long as they don't break through that 10% of your HP shield, you are still able to not be interrupted while scoring. So really good for higher HP characters. Obviously, lower HP characters don't get as much value out of this, such as like a Greninja or Cinderace or stuff like that. But generally, attackers don't really want to run Score Shield because, yeah, they just don't have enough HP for it to scale off of. However, do note that 450 HP at level 30 from Score Shield is quite a lot. You do get 600 from Buddy Barrier, but still, like, Score Shield, it's a decent amount of health. So in my opinion, the last really, sorry, there's 2 more. The last good item in the game is Scope Lens, and it's very situational. You really only want to run it when you're playing like Absol or something. I think generally, even on like a Cinderace or even a Charizard, you will probably just want to be Muscle Man, Focus Man, Buddy Bear, to be straight up with you. Or I guess for Charizard, we'll kind of talk about Energy Amplifier. But yeah, Scope Lens, really not that great. The extra damage is not amazing, of course. The bonus damage from critical hits scale off your attack stat. But again, the thing is, you guys, I know it seems like, oh my gosh, 12% extra damage on my crit, that seems amazing. But what about just like not dying with Focus Band, or not dying with Buddy Barrier, or just the insane amount of extra damage and attack speed you're getting out of Muscle Band? This item is just so good where like you really can't justify taking this on anyone except maybe like an Absol, unless you just really want it to. Again, like, this is for people who are really trying to, you know, like, make sure they're leveling the right items and just providing the best chances of winning. If you want to run Scope Lens, by all means, go for it. If you want to run Rocky Helmet, I'm not even going to talk about these other ones, because any of the ones that I haven't talked about, Shell Bell, Special Attack Specs, Attack Weight, Assault Vest, you could justify it, but really not. You just are going to want to take Score Shield when you would take Assault Vest. AO's Cookie, XP Share, really not that great, except maybe on an Eldegoss. Just like, all these are just bad. They're just straight up bad. Like, I'm genuinely sorry, but they're just not good in the current state of the game. I would, of course, like to see these items buffed and changed to be improved, so we see a little more diversity in item picks, but they are just bad, so I will just say that. And it's okay. So the last good item here is Energy Amp. So Energy Amp is really good on like a Charizard. Of course, it's very situational again, but for a Charizard that already has a very quick Unite move charge rate, a 6% extra on that doesn't hurt. And of course, what you're really looking at here is the 21% extra damage after using your Unite move. So think about a Charizard, think about a Cramorant. They get a lot of benefit out of this item, so you'll see me put that on them. Anyway, those are the 7 good items in the game. The rest of these items are just not worth taking. And I would argue like Scope Lens probably doesn't even belong in this list because it's incredibly situational. and you really shouldn't be taking it on anyone but Absol, in my opinion. But you'll see my builds that I have here, and I do note that I will actually talk about Blastoise in this video, even though it's not out yet. I assume it will be coming out pretty soon, so I'm going to kind of just give you my recommended builds for every Pokemon real quick. Now that I've kind of talked through that, I want to make this as quick as possible, so I won't be explaining as much as I normally do for this stuff, because I obviously have 22 Pokemon, including Blastoise, to get through. So I will just tell you what I think the recommended item builds in, and if you trust me, great. If not, then keep leveling your floatstone, I guess. It's really not going to benefit you, I promise. Okay, so these are the best items for each Pokemon. Absol, go Focus Band. You really don't need Buddy Barrier. You're an assassin anyway. It's totally fine. You want to go Focus Band, though, just to get that extra survivability. Scope Lens for the crit. Muscle Band for the attack speed. Boom. Okay, so this is Blastoise, actually. So for Blastoise, a lot of you won't know its moves yet, but basically it plays like a ranged tank. So really, it's going to have a lot of HP. It's going to do some good damage. There are a few things you could go on this. Obviously, you want to go Focus Band, Buddy Bear as the 2 slots. Guaranteed, go those items. You need them for sure. But instead of Score Shield, you could go a Muscle Band because a lot of Blastoise's damage comes from its auto attacks. So definitely consider that. But otherwise, I think Score Shield is a really good pick, of course, for Blastoise. So when that comes out, definitely level those items. Charizard. Okay, so again, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, very strong. Energy Amp increases the auto attack damage that you're doing when you're flying up in the air as Charizard with your Unite move. Incredibly strong, just very good item for it. It's, in my opinion, better than taking Muscle Band. And there used to be like a little bit extra benefit of taking Muscle Band on Charizard, but now they kind of fixed the bug that was making it a little better than it was before. So now, yeah, just like definitely take Energy Amp. It's the perfect item for Charizard. Cinderace, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Muscle Band. That's just, you want to be able to live as Cinderace. You are the team's damage. If you die, your team loses, straight up. Don't take Scope Lens. Don't take Floatstone. I'm sorry. Cramorant, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Energy Amp. Same reason as Charizard. If you use your Unite move as Cramorant, you can clear an entire team. Like, straight up. You're doing so much damage. And Energy Amp just makes each of those Arrokudas, or slash Pikachus, I guess if you're low health, which wouldn't happen because you get a shield. Each of those Arrokudas that you're spitting out of your mouth for your Unite move do a lot of extra damage, so definitely go that build. Okay, Crustle, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Score Shield. This is unequivocally the best Crustle build. Score Shield just scales off of Crustle's almost 10,000 HP, so really good. Eldegoss, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, of course, and here's the kind of floater right now. You could go XP Share, you could go Score Shield, Muscle Band. Don't go XP Share and solo queue. Like, there's no guarantees that you're going to be the only one on your team who takes it. I've seen a lot of people, like, I queue into a match and there's like 2 Pokemon that have XP Share, and that's just a huge waste. So in my opinion, I'd probably go like Muscle Band, or you could even go Wise Specs to increase the power of your heals and the power of your shields. So it's really flexible for Eldegoss, but those are pretty much the only options that work for it. Okay, Garchomp, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Muscle Band. This is just the best build. Yeah, I really don't think there's anything else you'd want to go on this character. Buddy Barrier's broken, Focus Band's broken, Muscle Band, attack speed scales off Garchomp even more. It's really good. Okay, Gardevoir, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Wise Glasses. The whole thing about Gardevoir is scaling up to level 10 to win pivotal team fights. And Buddy Barrier obviously helps you with that. Focus Band helps you just stay alive when you're still Ralts. It's super important to take this item. You need this as Gardevoir, otherwise you're just going to feed a bunch. And of course, Wise Glasses works extremely well for Gardevoir. You could also go Energy Amp here, in my opinion, but it's really, like, it depends on what you want. Obviously, you get 4.5% CDR, which is beneficial, so really kind of floater item here between Wise Glasses and Energy Amp for Gardevoir. Try them both out, see what you feel like. I personally just like Wise Glasses, just for the percentage special attack scaling. Oh, oops. Okay, so for Gengar, we got Focus Band, Wise Glasses, and Shell Bell, actually. So you see, I don't take Buddy Bear on Gengar because I think it plays more selfishly. It plays less for the team. That's probably why you see it pretty much never in competitive tournaments and stuff for Unite that have happened in the past few weeks. But yeah, so if you want to play Gengar, obviously you're just an assassin. Focus Band is really good for staying alive in those clutch encounters, but your Unite move is really not that useful in Gengar as much as just the rest of your damage. So I think you can warrant taking a Shell Bell here, even though in my opinion Shell Bell's pretty trash because the healing has a cooldown. It's just not good, straight up. You're not going to heal off of every single what am I trying to say here? You're not going to heal off of every single hex that you use off of Sludge Bomb combo, But so if you didn't want to go that, you could go like a special attack specs. You could play for greedy, or you know, you can always use Buddy Barrier here. Like that's always a great option. Even though, you know, maybe Gengar's Unite move isn't the greatest. Obviously, if you're playing as a team, you should definitely be using Buddy Barrier. Or just trying to win the game. I think Buddy Barrier is probably the best option here, but as I've noticed, Gengar players play less like for team and more kind of just, you know, off on their own, getting kills and stuff. You pretty much just want as much special attack as possible. So, you know, it's kind of flexible in the item there, but yeah. This is the build I would go, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Wise Glasses personally, but you do what you want, of course. Okay, Greninja, same as Cinderace, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Muscle Band. It's just the best for it, period. Lucario really benefits off Score Shield. You'll see Focus Band, Buddy Barrier here, of course. Very strong team fighter. You need these items in Lucario, and I think Score Shield really rewards Lucario. It has a hefty amount of HP, so really good pick here. I think Score Shield really works. You can also justify taking Muscle Band if you wanted to play a little less for points and a little more for team fights, but obviously Lucario does really well for Score Shield and extra HP, especially with its passive. It really kind of synergizes well. Okay, Machamp, Focus Band, Scope Lens, you could justify, or in this case, just Muscle Band. I think that's probably what I would go personally. But Machamp does have a few moves like Cross Chop that increase its crit, so you could maybe justify Scope Lens. But you know, at the same time, you could go like a Score Shield on this. I think those three items pretty much work for Machamp. I would personally go Muscle Band if you're curious on what I would actually go. That's what I would go. Okay, so Mr. Mime, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Score Shield. I think it's just probably the best. You could go Wise Glasses if you're not like confident in your ability to go up in Score Shield, but Mr. Mime has a decent amount of HP, and of course, Buddy Barrier plus Score Shield increases HP by 1050. So I think like this probably works the best. You can always clutch those end game goals with the Score Shield and the last 2 minutes of the game. I think it's really important to do that with Mr. Mime, but if you want Wise Glasses, you can. I would personally go this build though. Okay, Ninetales build. Because we're always going Aurora Veil, we are going to take Muscle Band because, and I've spoken with a lot of like higher level Ninetales players about this, and what Muscle Band allows you to do at level 20 is it allows you to get in an extra auto attack under your Aurora Veil, which is huge. So you're just getting one more boosted auto attack under Aurora Veil, and since we're just basically always taking Aurora Veil on Ninetales, this is what you should go. If you do not like taking Aurora Veil on Ninetales and you want to go Blizzard, you should definitely go Wise Glasses here though. But Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, standard there. So for Pikachu, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Energy Amp, it's another one of those like Cramorant and Charizard where it's doing a lot of damage with its Unite move, and this just increases it. You could, however, go Wise Glasses here. You could even go Muscle Band, honestly. I think it benefits from that as well. Even though its auto attacks don't do a ton, they are impactful, and, you know, it's always good to do more auto attacks more quickly, right? So for Slowbro, pretty standard tank one, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Score Shield, really benefits off the extra HP. Do not go Shell Bell. I really don't think it's good for Slowbro. Despite what I said in a previous video, like I really just, it's just not a good item. Shell Bell is just not a good item unless it's like very niche on Gengar, you know, where we talked about like, you know, this just like all damage build or like whatever, right? Like, I don't know. It's just, it's not good. So yeah, for Slowbro, those are the items. I X'd it out, but yeah, so these are the best ones for sure. Buddy Barrier, Focus Band, Score Shield. Snorlax, same as another tank. It really benefits off Score Shield, similar to Crustle, one of the highest HPs in the game. Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Score Shield is the way to go. Talonflame, Focus Band, Muscle Band, and Score Shield. Obviously, you can get those sneaky scores in with Talonflame, and Score Shield just kind of helps you do that. I think you could probably justify losing either this for Buddy Barrier or just dropping Muscle Band, because you probably don't get as much use out of it. You're really just, you know, dependent on doing a lot of damage quickly with your abilities, and of course you do get boosted auto attacks with your abilities as Talonflame, so that's kind of why I think maybe Muscle Band here. But yeah, Buddy Barrier, and I guess if you're feeling crazy, go attack weight, but really just don't. I think at the end of the day, like if you're playing Talonflame, it's just not a good team fight character, so that's why, you know, maybe don't go Buddy Barrier here, but you really need Focus Band and Score Shield really benefits a lot. Talonflame is a tough one. You can kind of, it's probably the character that has the most variety in items in terms of what you could go on it, but if I was picking for myself, this is actually the build I would go. Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Score Shield. Similar to a tank, actually, which is funny. Okay, so Venusaur, this is another one. Like Venusaur is, yes, he does special attack damage with his abilities and boosted auto attack. However, his boosted auto attacks are very strong, so you want to be doing more of those, right, in the team fight. And of course, a ranged character really benefits from increased attack speed and just the percentage remaining HP damage that Muscle Band's passive brings. Again, like I said, Muscle Band, easily the third best item in the game. It's very, very strong. And of course, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, pivotal for winning team fights. Okay, two more. Wigglytuff, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier, Score Shield. You could, I don't know, what else could you go on there? You could go Muscle Band, honestly, because Wigglytuff's early damage is very strong, and you can snowball off that, but I personally would go Score Shield just for the extra HP. It really makes Wigglytuff more tanky, and with the recent buffs, like Wigglytuff is performing super well as like a pseudo tank, engage, sleep inducer thing. It's just crazy. Wigglytuff is so strong right now, and these are the best items for it for sure. So last but not least, we have Zeraora. And of course, Zeraora scales off, does really well with attack speed. You could warrant taking something else here, but of course, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier. I think Muscle Band, again, just like you're doing a lot of damage with his passive. That level of damage you're not getting from even like an attack weight or a float stone or any of these items. The 3% remaining HP of like a full HP target, that's just a lot of damage. And attack speed, really good on this character. You could warrant Score Shield though. I think you could. Or if you were really feeling like very aggressive about your Unite move, keep in mind you don't get your Unite move on Zeraora until level 10, so Energy Amp kind of falls off, and I really just think Muscle Band's better, but you could go that. So, but this is what I would go: Muscle Band, Focus Band, Buddy Barrier. Okay, so that is what we have here, right? So that's kind of what we're working with in terms of the items that are good in this game and the items that I think are best for each of the characters. Hopefully this didn't upset too many people, but I just want you guys to know that's where the game is right now. The item picks and the best item picks right now are extremely boring, in my opinion, and I would like to see maybe more added or just like the weak ones buffed to kind of become better. But as it stands right now, Focus Band and Buddy Barrier are just by far the best items. I think if they maybe nerf those two, it will change up the item meta quite a bit, but they'd have to nerf them like a lot for them to not be bad, because they are just leagues above the other items in the game right now. Focus Band and Buddy Barrier are just so good. So anyway, that's gonna do it for today's video. If you enjoyed that, if this helped you out, let me know in the comments. Love to hear from you guys. Love chatting with you guys down there. And follow me on Twitter. That's the best way to get updates on the game, updates on me, updates on YouTube videos coming out, as well as when I go live on Twitch, which of course, follow me on Twitch. And yeah, join the Discord. Lots of lovely people there. Always chatting, always hanging out. I just have kind of revamped a lot of the rules and stuff. So we got quite a big community there and a lot of great people. So yeah, join all that. And thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one.